we've talked a lot about what makes a meme stock, who is shorting the meme stocks, how you think about the meme stocks. Well, let's talk to someone who actually owns shares of a meme stock, specifically a sizable position in GameStop. Thushira Kumarage joins us now. He's a college student studying math and stats at university up in Edinburgh, Scotland. Thushira, thanks so much for joining the program today. Let's just start with where you're at with GameStop. Your thinking on the company just came out with their latest quarterly results last night. What got you involved in the stock, and do you remain involved as we sit here chatting today?
Yeah, so I initially invested in the stock back in January, and since then I've only seen positive news coming out from the company. Obviously, as you were mentioning before the break, the shares have been issued. We've been trying to raise capital, that kind of thing, and we see that the meme stocks have now, they've kind of got somewhat of a fundamental backing with the issuance of shares and kind of the raising of capital. We see new players coming in. So we see, we see the new CEO coming from Amazon. We see people coming in from Google, that kind of thing. And are they going to come into a failing industry, into a failing retailer? No, we're looking at a company on the brink of a potential turnaround. And I think that many people are labeling it as a meme stock when there is a fundamental backing to it.
5 years from now, what do you see GameStop doing? What does that company look like?
I think that we don't really know where the future of gaming will go. For example, I think it's a big industry, but I think it's a growing industry. And I think that GameStop has the potential to be a major player in that. We've seen rumors of things such as NFTs for GameStop and that kind of thing. And we don't know where the company is going with it, but I have faith in the man, Ryan Cohen, and his vision for the future with GameStop.
Thushira, it's Julie. I'm just curious, have you ever been in a GameStop?
I've not been in a GameStop.
Have you ever bought anything from a GameStop, like online?
I'm actually wearing a GameStop t-shirt at the moment, which I got someone to buy from one of the stores in America. So I think that the fact that we have, diehard fans, or you might call it, of the company, so me coming from the UK, willing to buy stuff from the store, shows that this whole thing has become some kind of a marketing or some kind of, it's given a boost to the marketing, you could say. And they've actually, used this whole thing to kind of further their sales, further the company in general. And we see a major potential for this e-commerce transition in the future.
Thushira, I'm curious, because you're not that much younger than us, but enough younger. When I was your age, it was financial crisis times and everyone hated the market and it was a big conspiracy. I'm curious how you and your peers talk about financial markets and, what you think this means, if anything, about the state of capital markets. Like, is everybody aware that it's just a casino and you take your bets and you hope to make your money and go home? I mean, how do you talk about it, when you're sitting there having a pint and just, not worrying about what GameStop's doing?
If you asked me this question last year, I think it would have been very different. But I think the emergence of these kind of meme stocks has, influenced a lot of younger people into researching into the stock market. I myself looked into it maybe a couple of years ago, so I'm not really, kind of a beginner, but not as new as some of the people we see investing. But this whole saga has brought a new audience into investing. And I think that in general isn't a bad thing. It's a good thing. And the fact that we're straying from fundamentals and moving more towards, a psychological market, although it was there before, it's interesting to see what will happen in the future with the stock market. And I do see a lot of people talking about it a lot more nowadays.
Yeah, I'm very interested in not only yourself, but also your crowd and the other folks in your community that you do trade with or you do talk about ideas with. How can we help you? The fact is this meme stock movement has not only changed investing, it has changed our job day to day and how we report on things. What would you like to see from us? How can we help you?
I think that sometimes media kind of glosses over what happened. So we see, for example, back in February, the move of GameStop was attributed largely to, what was it, Ryan Cohen tweeting or something like that. And it was seen more of a joke rather than like an actual play. Whereas at that point, I was looking more at the fundamentals of the company, seeing, okay, Ryan Cohen has taken a major role in this. We can also see like other things happening, some stuff which none of us will understand what's going on really with the stock. We can see it going up and down. It's very volatile. I think that portraying Reddit investors as kind of dumb money is a discredit to a lot of them, because Reddit investors come from a variety of different backgrounds, and a lot of those people investing in these stocks will actually have big knowledge on the stock market and the goings on behind it. So that's one of the things which I'd say the news could focus on.
And Thushira, before we let you go, I really appreciate the time. Have you sold any shares of GameStop, and have you thought about an exit strategy from this position?
So back in the beginning, in January, I initially invested for the short squeeze, and at the beginning, I was selling and buying for a quick profit. But then, as I learned more about the company and as I grew more confident in this investment, that's when I stopped selling. I kind of accumulated more shares. So there were three main points where I bought in. One, before the initial squeeze in January. So I bought in at about $60. Two, once the price dropped down to about $40. And three, once I saw kind of the apex of, the ascending wedge, which was forming on the charts. So both a squeeze perspective, a fundamental perspective, and kind of a technical analysis perspective. That's the three reasons why I invested. And for now, I've kept on accumulating shares, and I will be doing so in the future if I have any money left. But yeah, so I've just been buying, just been adding to my position, because I do see a good future for GameStop and the large potential for a short squeeze, as we've been seeing people posting in Reddit about that.
All right, there we go. Really appreciate the time. Thushira Kumarage, student at university up in Edinburgh, Scotland. Thushira, thanks so much for joining the show. Best of luck to you, and hopefully we'll check in on your progress with this position as the years go by.